everyone, it's me Moonlight Phoenix again. This time I'm recording the video because it's the new moon tomorrow. The last couple of videos I've been talking about the full moon. This time I thought I'd talk about the new moon a little bit. Here in the UK it's tomorrow, Friday the 13th of July, which is also the number of the goddess, so ultra feminine as well. And the new moon is in Cancer, which just happens to be my sun sign as well. So I've been feeling like the full moon that we just had in Capricorn a few weeks ago has been pretty harsh. Found a lot of people very triggered by it, including myself. A lot of things coming up. I found it really difficult, and it seemed like a lot of people around me were also feeling it quite harshly as well. There was a lot of triggers coming up for people. A lot of people were feeling angry or upset. It was a lot going on, plus we had a lot of planets in retrograde as well, which didn't really help the situation. But today it feels to me, from today, it feels like the energies are starting to shift now as we move now into this new moon, which is in Cancer, which is a much more gentle sign than Capricorn being a water sign. It's all about the flow and very sensitive as well. So it feels like everything's calming right down, but it can also be very emotional and very sensitive. I should know, being a Cancerian myself, I'm starting to feel it already. I can feel my empathic abilities are getting much stronger in the last few days and building up, and I'm feeling the emotions of people much stronger through my healing work. And if you're that way inclined, you probably will as well. So I really want to highlight the fact of trying to recognise when emotions are not yours and not taking on that story of somebody else's emotions, realising that they're not yours. All you need to focus on is your own emotions, and recognise that. Carry on using any protection techniques that you might have been using recently through the full moon. Use your protective shields or whatever methods you use in your path. Really important. Yeah, and also it's okay to be sensitive. I mean, people like myself, I know I have always been a highly sensitive person, and for me, for a long time, that felt like a really negative thing. And I know for people that are less sensitive, perhaps if you're more of a fire sign, perhaps you're not quite so sensitive. You might find that makes you weak. It makes you feel like you're weak if you're being sensitive, things like that. But it's actually good to be sensitive. It can be a real strength. Tell you a short story about when I started my path on the shamanic medicine wheel last September, and I started on the direction of the south on the wheel that I'm on. Part of my first training weekend, we did a walk on a beach, and we had to find black and white stones for a type of healing that we were learning. The black stones help to release, and the white stones help to bring in, basically. And it was quite an interesting walk for me. It was probably the most powerful thing of the whole weekend. As I was doing the walk, as I was walking, I seemed to be mostly finding black stones, and I found a few other interesting objects and things. At one point I saw a crab shell, or a crab skin, broken in half. At the time I didn't actually know that crabs shed their skin, which was really interesting because the south that I'm on is all about the serpent, who of course sheds her skin as well, so all about releasing. And so it made me a bit nervous for some reason seeing that broken crab shell. So even though I was quite intrigued by it, I didn't pick it up, although I was very intrigued and also thought, oh, that's interesting, I'm a Cancerian, how interesting that I'd see a crab. And then I stopped to have a little journey. We were advised to do a little shamanic journey to the goddess of the sea. So I did a short journey to the goddess of the sea, sitting there on the beach with my rattle, and the goddess came to me, and that was what her message was to me, basically telling me that to be sensitive is not a weakness. Being sensitive can be a strength. Being sensitive is what helps you to heal. Being sensitive is what makes you be able to really connect with people and have empathy and be able to bring divine healing to people. So and that, to me, with all that I'd been through my life, that was one of the most powerful messages I've ever received. The fact that me being sensitive or shy, it's not a weakness. It's part of who I am, and it doesn't make me weak. In fact, it makes me strong. So that's a little message to those of you that might be sensitive, highly sensitive as well. But that's not all that happened in the story. After the little journey, I started walking back to the meeting place where we were finishing, and I saw one of the other people that was on the training with me and told her about the crab. Also, I was finding more white stones, by the way. And she said, oh, don't worry, I'm sure we'll find another one. And then on the way back, funny enough, I did find another one, and this one was whole. So it was amazing. I felt a bit nervous of it still, but my friend kindly helped me get it, and obviously I have it now, and I keep her on my altar as a symbol of me becoming whole again, as I found myself broken on my way looking, and then on the way back I found myself whole. The crab being me, of course, being a Cancerian. And the last thing I just want to say in this little new moon message is I've got a deck that someone gifted me from Isis, which is really amazing and powerful. It's been helping me a lot lately. So I picked a card for us, and it's this one, which I've been picking quite a bit lately actually. It's Portal of Light. She glides on wings through time and space. So this new moon message is very much about healing, saying how at this time our healing powers are extra sensitive. So really now is the time to really be utilising that. So get out there if you're a healer, or if you're thinking about healing, now is really the time. Not only to heal yourself, but to heal others as well. So go out there, heal yourself, release your emotions, be sensitive, and know that you're strong. And yeah, go with the flow of this new moon. It's going to be beautiful. Aho.